So this is the only problem when you decide to do a muffler delete on your Ram 1500. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Happy Thursday. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the only problem when you decide you want to do a muffler delete on your Ram 1500. This is something that I noticed recently since I had the truck for a while, when I got the muffler delete done. And it's not really like a huge issue, to be honest, to me, but I just think that it's just something to keep in mind when you are planning on doing a muffler delete. Some people don't mind, like me, I don't mind, but you know, some people do. But at the end of the day, like it's the exhaust, it's like muffler, exhaust, stuff like that gonna always have some kind of downside to it. You know, for me, honestly, I personally would want to keep this muffler delete because as I stated before, it does help my vehicle. It does help you free up some horsepower, and it's a lot better than me having a stock exhaust on a truck, which is something I don't want. So the number one thing, right, that I would say that is a huge problem for when you have a muffler delete is the fact that you get a whole lot of drone. So there's like a whole, I wouldn't say it's like crazy, but I normally experience my drone on my car, on my truck, only when like pretty much, let's say, when I'm like really like on like a highway or something like that. That's when I personally would experience, like, that's when I notice the drone, honestly. I feel like it's always there, but I notice it the most when I'm like on a highway, pretty much driving, like going like a higher RPM. But like I said, it's not something that I would really want to get to the point where and be like, okay, I'm gonna go back to like my stock exhaust, or you know, I don't like this. It's not like annoying, but it's not something that's very, to me, it's not noticeable at all. But some people, like I stated, some people might be able to notice it more, or some people might not be able to handle that sound. I've seen a lot of people complain about the drone, which is something that I was aware of before I even did this, and it's not like the first time doing it. But I will say though, me honestly, I enjoy the sound 100%. So I can't really sit there and complain about the drone, because I will say, like, one thing I could say is going from like the stock exhaust system to having just a muffler delete is like a huge difference. It's definitely something that's way more enjoyable to my ears and stuff, because just the fact that driving anything, to me personally, driving anything that's stock, it gets like that sound, especially when it's a V8, that sound, to like that sound, that quietness and stuff like that, especially driving a truck, anything that have any kind of like heavy performant mods or something, like some kind of high, let's say this, right, like you driving a vehicle that's have some kind, like a Hellcat Scatback or something like that, right? You driving that kind of vehicle, and just you having a stock exhaust system on there, you're not really gonna have like that real feeling of you really enjoying driving that car. I don't know if it's just me, but that's how I personally feel. But now that the fact that since I did a muffler delete on this truck, which is not like a crazy kind of mod, pretty much something simple, straightforward. Now, since I did that, I will say I do enjoy hearing the truck idle more, and I do enjoy, you know, when I'm driving at a higher RPM, I like hearing that real deep, aggressive sound. But one thing to keep in mind, if you're one of them guys where the drone, or you don't like the drone, this and that, is gonna be there. And all I can say is, if you plan on doing a muffler delete, just be able to understand that sound is gonna be there. And to rate it to like a scale of 1 to 10, how bad it is to me, I'll say personally it's like a 3. It's not really like anything that is kind of like noticeable at all. Because right now I'm driving right now, pitch of the truck right now, but the only time I hear the drone is, let's say if the RPM drop and then I try to give it gas again. That's like the only time I hear it. But it's like an on and off thing though. But it's not something that's constantly there, if you guys, if that makes sense to you. But I will say though, doing this muffler delete is something that I definitely would do once again. Definitely worth it for the guys who pretty much want to get like an exhaust system and probably don't have like the funds yet and stuff like that. This is definitely like a perfect startup sound for these trucks. They sound real good. Sound like you got some kind of crazy modification done on the hood, but honestly, I wouldn't really complain about it. I wouldn't complain. That's why I don't understand why most people complain about the drones. Like it's some kind of crazy sound that's kind of annoying, but you really have to be paying attention too much for you to be able to hear it. And me, I don't really be paying that much attention to, like I can hear the sound of the car, but I'm more so focused on like the road and stuff. But I wouldn't really be that kind of guy where I want to sit, drive my car and just listen every time and pay attention to a sound that I know that kind of I don't like at all. But you know, just me giving you guys my own personal opinion and stuff. But like it's really different for everybody at the end of the day. But some people, this sound doesn't really, I'm the some people, I don't really care too much about the drone, because I know this for me right now, like I stated, this is like a temporary enjoyment, I could say, for me, because I couldn't keep driving this truck stock with like the stock exhaust system on it. It was just too quiet, too like very, very boring to drive. I didn't enjoy the truck at all. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, man. I did not enjoy this truck at all until one day when I was just driving in traffic. I was in traffic for a while and I just got fed up. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go do a muffler delete today and pretty much see if I really like the sound, how it sounds in this truck. But obviously it is a good sound to me, and just keep that in mind, man. If you plan on doing a muffler delete, yes, you're gonna have a drone. To be honest, it's not really that noticeable unless you really start paying attention to it. I would definitely recommend though you do start off with like a muffler delete if you plan on getting like an aftermarket exhaust system later on down the line. Definitely feel like it's a good start off for you. It's not too loud, perfect sound, but that's all I can say. Hopefully this could be able to help you guys. If you're on the channel also for your first time, you're watching the video, I appreciate the support. Make sure you do me a huge favor though. Hit that subscribe button. Help support the channel. I would definitely appreciate that. See you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace out.